Hey, what's up? I'm Capriccio Scates, President and CEO of Mytrell Universal Records, and I'm hanging right here with my people, my family at Hype Magazine.
Hey, what's good, everybody? We're here once again, the Hype Magazine live sessions. Today, we have a very special person. I could say his name, but I want him to say it better. Cappriccio.
What's up, man?
What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
All is well, man. And let's kick it off for those who don't know you from the outside looking in, man. Who is?
I am Cappriccio Scates, President and CEO of Mytrell Universal Records. A little bit of my background, I actually started out as a drummer. I went from that to playing bass guitar, very little. From there I started doing independent promotions as far as radio, retail, club, street promotions, working for Sony, Universal, Tommy Boy, Atlantic, Death Row, a bunch of labels in the Virginia, DC, Baltimore area. From there I got an opportunity to go to Ruffhouse, Columbia Records, where I did national radio promotions. So I promoted Crisscross, the Fuji, Cypress Hill. From there I started managing songwriters and producers, some of which whose credits include Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Charlie Wilson, etc. I wrote a book on artist management called 10 Steps to Successfully Managing Recording Artists. From there I got an opportunity to move here to Atlanta to run the Atlanta SESAC office, where I was there for just under 7 years. From there I went to work with Dr. Creflo Dollar and Pastor Taffy Dollar to run their label Arrow Records. I signed while I was there gospel greats Ann Nesby and Kim Burrell, and as a result of what I was doing there at Arrow, I got the opportunity to launch my own label, and so I'm now running my own label.
Okay, awesome. So what brought you to the entertainment industry, music specifically?
Yeah, you know, I think interestingly, music chooses you, I believe. I don't think I necessarily chose music. From the very age of 5 years old, I was playing drums, and so I've always done music. In thinking back, I've tried to think of a time when I wasn't doing music, and I can't think of a time. I've always been doing music, so it just happened that way.
Now, are you a music creator as well?
Not so much of a content creator, but more of a content manager. Now, interestingly, my mother named me Capriccio. Capriccio is actually an Italian music piece. And so Muslims believe that if you name a child a certain name and they sort of aspire to be that, Indians believe that. And so in an interesting way, my mother made me a music guy by giving me a music name. So it's an Italian music piece.
Capriccio means capricious.
Spirited, yeah.
Fun-loving.
Yeah. The Italian music piece is actually an improvisational piece. You just sort of get in and play what you feel. So it sort of describes my personality as well. So.
Okay. So you're working with artists. You got your imprint going on. Tell us who's on deck.
Yeah, I'm working with a real amazing artist. We're doing some stuff on the urban AC side. An artist named Rosalie. The first single was called Just My Thing, which featured Snoop. We actually hit #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 single sales chart. We peaked at number 23 on the urban AC chart. I have another artist, Danielle Parente, who's sort of like a pop, Euro pop sort of type artist, very amazingly talented artist. And then also Lil Zane, a lot of you may be familiar with Lil Zane. We actually have a project out on Lil Zane right now. So, you know, we just growing and building and looking forward to a very exciting upcoming year.
Lil Zane was in our facility here rehearsing a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Actually, he knew about it before you did.
Nice.
The facility came in. I guess he was doing a show or something here recently.
Yeah, he's always doing something, so I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, he was in here practicing. So what's up for 2017? You've got some new releases coming, planned tours?
Yeah, I think with 2017, we're doing a lot of stuff on the international side now. So we have a representative works with our company named Claude Ismail that's based in Paris, but we're looking to secure some sub-licensing opportunities, you know, in different countries and territorial type deals. So just trying to expand and grow the brand and also just leverage all the things that we have.
Okay. Now, you came from a disciplined background.
Yeah.
In that you were military.
Yeah.
Army, and you just recently retired. And so tell me, man, the biggest shock coming from this structured life.
Sure.
And maybe returning to the entertainment industry full time. What was the biggest culture shock?
Well, let me qualify that a little bit.
Okay.
I joined the military in 1988, okay. And I spent 6 years on active duty, so I ended up getting out in 94, and then I joined the National Guard 5 years later in 99. So from there, the National Guard is just the 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. So I was still a civilian soldier, so to speak. So I didn't really experience a difference really because I was still doing the music thing. In fact, most people didn't know. Interestingly, the most humbling thing would be that, you know, one weekend I may be at the Grammys, you know, sitting next to Beyonce or Pink or something, and then the next week I'm in drill and nobody cares who I am. It has nothing to do with it. They're just like, go make this happen, soldier, or whatever. So I think in an interesting way that I believe that kept me humble in a lot of ways. So
did that keep you grounded too?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you had the commanding officer and you get your NCOs that be like,
right.
Look, specialist.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
yeah,
take the garbage out. Well, wait, the full-timers are here.
Well, after a while, I wasn't quite that guy.
Right,
I was the guy that was giving those directives.
Right.
At the end of the day, it definitely keeps you grounded for sure. And I think you find that most military people are very disciplined and very structured in their approach. And I think that's actually helped me a lot in my career in terms of just being on time, being precise, and actually delivering and executing. So I have this thing where I tell people there's a difference between effort and results.
Right.
Some people are okay with producing efforts, but my thing is to produce results. And I think a lot of that came from my military background and experience.
How did you prepare yourself to become a music professional, handling publishing and being able to deal with the careers of people like Beyonce and this, that, and the other? How did you prepare?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it just came as a result of working with various people. And so you get different experiences and, you know, you learn there. And I think it's about being committed. Some people say that passion is enough, but it's not enough to be passionate. You also have to be committed. I had a debate with one gentleman and he said, man, if you're passionate, that's all you need. And I thought about it for a second and I said, well, if passion were enough, there would not be so many fatherless children. Because one moment of passion, that leads to just one moment of passion, but there's a commitment that comes as a result of having and maintaining and taking care of that child. So there's a difference between passion and commitment.
Man, Woo, I'm not speechless often, but you know, definitely different talking to an executive, someone with my kind of background, as opposed to an artist who's never been exposed to anything outside of maybe a 5-mile circumference from their home.
Right.
You know, you've done a lot of press.
I have.
What makes doing an interview interesting for you?
I think it's probably just really the opportunity to impart wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what I focus on is not so much about the music, because inside of that music there's families, there's wives, there's husbands, there's dogs, there's cats. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned over the last several years is that there's more in the music than just only the music. And so getting it is never the problem, it's always going to be maintaining it. Example, wife, mansion, Bentley. Don't maintain it, divorce, foreclose, reclose. So a lot of people are focused on getting it. It's not getting it. You can get anything in the world, but the question becomes, can you keep it? Can you maintain it? So for me, the most exciting part about interviews is getting the opportunity through my experiences to say, hey, you're going to win a Grammy. If you're good, that's what people do that are good. They win Grammys. But what happens when you get the Grammy and then you get a toothache and you can't go to the dentist because you don't have insurance? Because you haven't thought about that part. So to me, I want to, you know, poke the bear or poke the tiger in that way so that I can get people to understand that this thing is more than just about songs. It's about life. Oh,
we're going to do more than poking. We're going to throw an alarm clock in the graveyard and wake the dead.
That's right.
You feel me?
That's right.
Because I was just looking at, like, Music Cares.
Yes.
I'm a member of Recording Academy myself.
Yeah.
But Music Cares, you know, one of the biggest things is helping provide medical and dental and eye for people who, in an industry that doesn't have a standardized retirement, a TSP program or a 401k, you know what I mean? So the community pulls together and does that, but the youngsters aren't thinking about that. They're like, I got 20 bands in my pocket, I'm gonna go to the strip club and spend it. No, bro, you gotta pay for that dental insurance.
Well, interestingly, I've never gone to a strip club. And people say, what do you mean? You're in Atlanta. And here's my philosophy on that. I believe that if your mother is still paying a mortgage, you have no business throwing money in the strip club. So I'm not throwing one dime. If I'm going to throw some money, I'm throwing it at my mom. So
man,
that's how
Man, clear respect. I have the same conversation. People, oh, you don't want to go hang in a strip club? I'm like, first of all, I'm married.
No.
I have 9 sisters.
Nice.
And I have an elderly biological mother whom I'm now starting to help out.
Yeah.
I can't give her any money. I don't know this woman.
Right.
I don't need fantasy. I have reality.
I don't need fantasy, I have reality.
I have reality.
I like that.
It's really good stuff. So, if you had a captive audience, 1 million people, everybody's leaning forward, as I am right now, ready to glean every syllable that's getting ready to come out of your mouth, and you had 60 seconds to deliver a very impactful statement, what would that be?
If I had 60 seconds to deliver a very impactful statement, I think there are 3 words. There is moral. Moral deals with the things that are right. There is immoral. They deal with the things that are wrong. And then there's amoral. There's a word that's in between those words, and it's neutral. The internet is amoral. What you put into it determines its morality. If you are a college student and you're using it to research, then it's moral. If you are a criminal and you're using it to find someone's identity, then that is immoral. Music is amoral. It sits in the middle. What we put into it determines its morality. So I would say to people, find the good and try to do good, and know that it's more than just ROI, return on investment. There's also ROC, return on community. So focus on that part and use the music to be great.
Is there anything that you would like to cover that I may have neglected thus far?
No, that's it.
I want to thank you for your honesty, your transparency, and all that. I know that you're heavy on social media. Do you want to give out your...
Yeah, I'm at Capriccio, so spelled Cappriccio. Everything's at Capriccio. So when you have a name like that, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. All right, man. I want to thank you so much for stopping through. Appreciate you. The Hype Magazine Live Sessions. We're out.